Hello, welcome back to Let's Play Shadowrun, Hong Kong. And I have to say again, this is a very pretty game. Now, what is causing me to say this now is not exactly a visual art, it's more the soundtrack, because while I was sitting here waiting for it to load up, I was toying around with something, so I had a couple seconds to hear the soundtrack when I wasn't talking. I'm going to stop now and let you listen. I mean, I hadn't noticed it because I've been talking while I was doing this. That's just beautiful music. Really? Okay. But I'm going to be talking because I'm doing this as a Let's Play. Really? That is beautiful music. Let's see. Now, we are investigating a murder. A series of murders, actually. And we have discovered something that the people who are hiring us, the elders or the people in charge of this little neighborhood, because it's elder as in the people in charge rather than elder as an older person, did not tell us when they hired us for this task. And that's that there was another elder who went missing recently. Given how standout in fact, this other elder went missing before all this stuff started happening. Given how standout this elder is and how unpopular they were, they really should have mentioned her right from the start. So it's kind of suspicious that they didn't. We also have this other thing. Let's see. Where we can investigate the parking garage here because there is a gang of some sort that might know something about this. Did not notice this person. My computer's acting a bit slow. This man has a tired, world-weary demeanor about him. His eyes track your movements with a penetrating, critical precision. Something about him, the lines about his eyes, perhaps, makes you suspect he's seen a lot of terrible things happen. He fills his cup of cheap soy calf as you approach. Let me guess, you're the freelancers the elders are paying to look into the murders around here. That's right. Who are you? You have purple eyes. Those can't be natural. Call me Demergo. I'm not one of the Wampoans, but I've been here long enough that they don't think twice about me being here. Demergo drains the last of his soy calf in a large gulp. So, what have you found so far? You're awfully curious for a random guy. Professional curiosity. I used to be with the New York Police Department as part of the Thaumaturgical Research Division, part of the CSI branch, except I did the magical investigation while the guys pulled prints and checked blood samples. Marigold tosses the soy calf back towards the nearby garbage can. It bounces around the rim and rolls inside. When I hear about shit like this happening, I keep my ear to the ground. Old habits, you know. A lot of good ones here. I'm not good. This one is kind of a little bit pot calling kettle black, Seattle. Why aren't you investigating? Because they didn't ask him. I think this one seems like you're more cut out for this job than I am. Eldrin asked me to look into the killings after the first murder. She couldn't afford my fee, though, so I took a pass. It's not just the money, either. Demergo shudders, folding his arms across his chest. You see that stuff day after day, you pay a price, it eats away at you. That might be why you set your prices so high, so you don't have to do it. And when you do it, you make sure it's worth it. You know what it's like to feel all that sickness and anger every day, to be asked to pick up a murder weapon and relive somebody's death. Feel it going into your neck, pleading in the voice of a dead woman for her killer to spare you. These days I'd rather interrogate the living things. Hmm. That does sound awful. Awful, it's more than awful, it's a goddamn nightmare is what it is. One I couldn't wake up from for a long time. Sometimes you have to cut and run, start fresh. At least now I can pick my own jobs. You didn't. You're fine investigating some things, but you're not going to investigate a bloody, violent murder that you have to get that kind of stuff stuck in your head in without a lot of money. That's reasonable. I read objects. It's called psychometry. Psychometry. A little trick I managed to pick up. I don't really know how. I hold something, I can tell you what happened to it, who owned it, how it killed someone, if someone loved it or was afraid of it. Useful, but it'll tax your heart. Hmm. And before you ask, no, I'm not going to read anything you find. I already told Ning I didn't want any part of this. You want advice, I'll give you that. But I'm not getting drawn in further than that. So aside from that, is there anything I can help you with? Hmm. Let's see. Let's do this one. Tong wasn't afraid when he died. He was caught by surprise. That's not what I would have expected. He arches an eyebrow. With the amount of mess at each scene, the victim should have left behind a hell of a lot of fear and pain. Are you sure? Very sure. Tong died tonight, so the astral signature hasn't had time to fade. There was only a sense of perfunctory accomplishment. Then it sounds like this wasn't a crime of passion. A planned attack would have that kind of resonance. In my experience, it's possible the gore show is to throw off anyone looking for the actual reason. That tracks. Demergo closes his eyes and starts to nod. Yeah, if I wanted to kill someone and get away with it, I'd try to point the finger at some kind of monster. Demergo opens his eyes and smiles a thin, humorless grin. Basic investigation 101, it's usually the simplest explanation. But don't discount other possibilities. You think the mess wasn't incidental? It's a possibility. Ask yourself this, if the mutilation happened after Tong's death, why would a killer perform that kind of ritual? Hmm. Serial killers who engage in that kind of ritual don't feel perfunctory about it, in my experience. It tends to feel more like they're taking communion. It's a religious or sexual feeling most of the time. If this didn't feel that way, and let's look at Gobbet, and she says no, I don't think the killer is actually pathological. That's interesting. They have a task that they're performing. What can you tell me about the Wampoans? What can you tell me about the Wampoans? I don't know much, even though I've been here almost 2 years. I'm an outsider. They don't really accept anyone who's not as much of a tech nut as they are. I'm just the crazy mage that lives down the road. Demerico pauses and looks off into the distance as he collects his thoughts. Ip's got some heavy-duty cyberware, basically an enforcer for the rest of the council. He doesn't seem to set much policy. Inga's a shaman that worships machine spirits. It's all a bunch of hokum, if you ask me. Magic is magic. Whatever you want to call the source is fine by me. But don't ask me to believe in the great spirit of electronics. At least until technomancers happen, a few years after this. As for everybody else, they tend to be an okay bunch, a bit strange, but that's fringe culture for you. They scrounge tech, rebuild it, sell it off. Some of them even have their own autofab shops. Their stuff's pretty high quality too. People from all over Asia come to shop here. If they need something rare or unusual, tight-knit little community, all things considered. What do you know about the murders? They started a couple weeks ago. Gan was the first to go. That's when Ing asked if I could look into them. He was ripped apart, arms wrenched out of their sockets, skin flailed away like a razor-sharp knife. The rest have been the same. Whatever did it sure didn't care about it being a clean death. Demergal lowers his voice, leaning in toward you so that only you can hear. The funny thing is, the Hong Kong police force was out here a few weeks before that, maybe a month ago tops. I know that doesn't seem like much, but the Wampoans don't usually let the police in here. That by itself is odd enough, but it gets even stranger. The officers were loaded for bear, too, big guns and heavy armor with NBC seals, the works. They went into the parking garage near here, and there was some kind of gunfight, never made it back out. When backup showed up, the Wampoans chased them away. Why would they let cops in and chase them away? That's exactly the kind of question you should be asking, and that the elders refused to answer when I asked. Go take a look for yourself if you want. Watch out, though. The gang's taking up residence and they're dealing drugs and BTLs. They call themselves the Red Spear. Not too violent if you ask me, if you don't push them, but be careful what you say. See you later. Okay. Is there anything else I can do? That's the Wampoa. We don't want to go in there just yet. Let's check out this parking garage. Nope, don't go all the way over there. Just checking my timer. Okay. Okay. What's over here? An inability to pass is over here. Okay. We have to go deal with this gang. Can't save here. Oh, you know what it is? Can't save while anybody's moving. Forgot that about Shadowrun games. Okay. That's fair enough, lady. Woman hefts her weapon, tossing a nod toward the gangers behind her. This lot's our turf. If you're looking for a fix, you're welcome to trade. If you're not here for business, clear the hell out. You try to wander around on our turf, we're going to have to air you out. So what do you say? You looking for a little pick-me-up, a little nitro to give you some pep? Maybe you want some chips, take that edge off. You want it, I got it. What happened in the fight here? As far as I know, some police showed up looking for somebody. They got in here. All of them got killed. Whoever they were after was long gone by the time we showed up. Used to be a lot of Wampoans living here. They all cleared out, muttering about ghosts and shit like that. Excuse me. Have you heard anything else about the murders? Ooh, get a key for the storm drains. Nothing much. I tell you what, though. I've got a guy named Kang. He was down in the storm drain system last week. Something was moving down there. Big, too. Man-sized. But it wasn't speaking a language Kang understood. Kid beat feet back here as fast as he could. Dumbass dropped his storm drain key on the way out. Though, if you want to go looking for whatever it was, you'll have to get a new key from somebody else. Kang stole his from a city worker. Who else might have a key to the storm drains? There's a guy named Porter Lamb who's got keys to pretty much everything. He's somewhere between a cop and a handyman. Ewan also mentioned some elf woman with crazy colored hair who managed to scam a key. He said she hunted para-critters down there. Devil rats and shit. I could mention this. Show me what you have. You have drugs and nitro, which is the only thing I can afford is nitro. Okay. Some of these BTLs look, you're saying, look an awful lot like they came from Tong's shop. Yeah, so what do you care? So if you stole these from Tong's, maybe you saw something I could use in my investigation. Yeah, I guess that's fair. It's like this. Broken Thumb Yun was walking down the street and sees this guy going to Tong's joint right at closing time. Tall guy, hunched over, had this shitty gray rain poncho draped over him. Now, Yen figured that was weird as hell, so he posts up and waits. He figures the guy will come out soon because Tong's closing up shop. Nothing for 15 whole minutes. Guy comes out, hustles down the street with nobody saying boo. Figured he was waiting for the ebb in the crowds. Yuen sees some blood smeared on the doors, though, so he goes to check it out. Inside, total carnage. You know what? Tong's not going to be using his gear anymore, so to hell with it. Yuen jacks a lot of it. Business is business. Really, I think she's not particularly impressed with that, but she'll say business is business. You're damn right it is. That's all I know. The guy had to be the killer. Tall, gray, rain poncho, hunched over. Also smart about how he came and went. Let's see. Can I look around this garage? Woman, are you deaf? What the hell did I tell you? No, you damn well can't wander around our turf. Shakes her head, mumbling something about idiots with no memory. Oh, I don't have socialite, I don't have gang. Okay. See you later. What does my karma situation look like? I have 0 karma. When is the next time I will get a... let's go to spin karma screen. When's the next time I will get... Oh, I would need 11 karma before I got any another etiquette. Dearie, dearie, dearie. Okay. I don't really want to kill her. Kill them. They're not terribly important. Get the key to Magpie's shop. Investigate. We couldn't do that. Get key for the storm drains. Okay. Elf woman with crazy hair. Who was the other person she mentioned that had a key? Not you, apparently. Okay, let's go back to talk to the Wampoans. Do a quick roundabout to see if there's any other... There's Porter Lamb. Oh, you have keys all over the place. Do we have anything here? Let's see if you have Magpie's shop key. Do you have a key to the storm drainage system? Sure, why do you ask? Drop a gun down a grate or something? Following up the lead on the killer. In that case, take the damn key. You'll have to forgive me if I don't want to go down there with you. Porter peels an antique Yale-style key off of a key ring and hands it to you. Knock yourself out, woman. There's an entrance up by the Jade Mountain restaurant. Can't miss it. See you later. Okay, I'm going to go back to the Wampoans and see about the magpie thing. That, before I go down to the storm drain. What is that? Rainbow. I bet you're the woman with the interesting colored hair. Why didn't you tell me about Elder Magpie disappearing? Why would we have? The departure from the Wampoans isn't related to your investigation. It happened before the killings began. I'm certain she's just sulking off sulking somewhere. King's tone is profoundly indifferent. No doubt she'll come waltzing back next month, all full of attitude that life dared to go on without asking her permission. If she does, we'll welcome her back despite our problems with her behavior. Her skills make her extremely valuable. I've taken over maintenance of our Matrix infrastructure in her absence, but I'm nowhere near her level. The best I can do is ensure nothing breaks down until she returns. I'd like to take a look around her shop. Do you have the key? Yes. But there's a lot of sensitive equipment in there, including our community servers. We don't let anyone who's not one of the Wampoan elders in there. Why would you need to look around? Magpie's automated systems might have access to records for the killer's wireless devices if I can get a dump of the access logs. It might be, but I don't have that option because I don't have decking 4. Though I have Isabel in the party, so she should be able to bring that up for me. Listen, you wanted me to find the killer. If I'm going to do that, I have to explore every possibility. Very well. Take the key and look around. Just don't break anything or shut the servers off. Is there anything else? Why did you let the HKPF into Wampoa Garden last month? Tang is taken aback by the question for a long moment. He says nothing. When his composure does return, he speaks deliberately and with great care. We generally don't let the police into Wampoa Garden, it's true, but in this case we made an exception. The police were very polite and offered to look the other way over some of our deals with the Loho Joa pirates. They also made it clear if we refused, they might not only take an interest in our deals with the pirates, they would call in the Special Duties Unit and force their way in. We have repelled Hong Kong police force before, but when they've tried to push us around. We could probably drive off the Special Duties Unit as well, but the cost in blood would be too high. Ing shrugs noncommittally. Since they weren't hunting in Wapone, we saw no reason to refuse their request. Who were they here for? They didn't say, and we didn't ask. The HKPF isn't exactly forthcoming about their business, and we found that the less we know about their interest, the safer Wampoa Garden is. When you take an interest in police, they return the favor. As far as I know, they went into the parking garage, there was a gunfight, and the police never came out. More showed up a few hours later looking for their missing officers. We didn't let those in, though. We just delivered what was left of the bodies to them. Why didn't you let them in? We were willing to allow the group of 4 in because they asked politely. When the reinforcements arrived, there were over 30 of them. We couldn't risk the rest of the police setting up a camp in our streets. It would have been a circus and disrupted our lives and business. I'll be going now. Okay. Let's talk to this rain... Ooh, there's somebody down there, too. Ed. This woman sports brilliantly hued hair that shifts colors, scintillating with every passing moment. She is powerfully built, a natural athlete, or someone who works out a great deal. Notably, a large shotgun rests on an arcade cabinet next to her. She affords you a short glance as you approach. When she speaks, you note a peculiarly... Why can I not say that word? Peculiar. See, I can say peculiar, but try to get me to say peculiarly? Lyrical accent to her voice. Something I can help you with there, friend. You're throwing me off my game, and I'm trying to beat my best score. Tank War Europa? I haven't seen one of those cabinets in years. The woman's mouth twists up into a wry grin. I mean neither. Just managed to find this one near by accident, but I heard the music and thought, hold on there, Rainbow, you know that tune. Okay, so I'm switching to a new video in just a moment. We'll talk about vintage fictional video games in a moment. Oh, wrong button.